Actually, it was about 20 years ago that I was really feeling very, very certain that tipping needed to be abolished. And the reason, and this is actually a good connection to the 20-year theme here, which is that 20 years ago, without any question in my mind, the culinary part of our industry was way, way ahead of the service and hospitality end. I think that we were because of some top-name chefs who were starting to get on, Good Morning America, and again, this was way before the real era of the celebrity chef. But you had people like Wolfgang Puck and Paul Prudhomme and a handful of others, Alice Waters back then. And so you started to see really intelligent young people with liberal arts degrees being attracted to the culinary end of our business. It was okay to go into the restaurant business if you were going to be a chef, but it was still not considered to be a valid career choice for someone with a good education to become a server or a sommelier even. And I think that in my mind back then, the tipping aspect was a big part of it, which is that this notion that a guest could come into one of our restaurants and the price of the chicken at $24 assumed that we restaurateurs knew how much to pay the dishwasher and the sauté cook and the landlord and the insurance and the garbage, but we didn't have the intelligence to know how much to pay our servers. We were going to give all that power to the guest to determine whether our servers should get paid well or not. Seemed to me to actually delay the opportunity to get really good people to come into the dining room because they didn't want to be slaves to the whims of the diners. And so I thought that the best thing to do would be to abolish tipping and to put that price into the price of the chicken. And after lots and lots of study, I recanted because of two major things. Number one, whether we like it or not, in any industry, there is a discrepancy between what the sales staff and what the manufacturing staff gets paid. Salespeople in any manufacturing company tend to get paid a lot more. And the minute that we would start to pay our servers a salary as opposed to tips, it would then become baldly obvious that we were paying way more to our servers than we were to our cooks. And the next thing we would have to do at that point would be to raise all the cooks' salaries. And now that this is a pre-tax compensation, everybody's salary would go way up, and the $24 chicken would have become a $36 chicken, and we would have been completely out of whack with all of our competitors. And then the second thing that totally put the kibosh on the whole thing was that these really bright young servers said, you know what, we actually like being tipped. We like the adrenaline that comes with trying to earn that big tip by taking extra special care of this table. And so I got rid of that whole notion at that point. I do think that one of the great things that has happened over the last 20 years in our industry is that whether you went to school to study anthropology or law or political science, our industry has become an industry that you can be proud to tell your parents that you're going into. And I think that wine has played a big role in that. I think that the entrepreneurial aspect of going into the restaurant business and the travel that people have made, and certainly the TV shows. People always talk about what's the downside of all the reality TV shows and the celebrity chef. It's actually had a good side, and the good side is that it has really opened up our career as being an exciting place for somebody who is entrepreneurial to park their career. And I feel great about that.
Okay. Do you want to just talk briefly about the